Weed use is taking off as more states move to legalize it. And with all of the buzz over medical marijuana, it's starting to gain an aura of healthfulness. But there are some serious health risks associated with frequent use. One of the more troubling ones is the risk of having a psychotic episode. Several past studies have found that more frequent use of pot is associated with a higher risk of psychosis, that is, when someone loses touch with reality. Now, a new study published in The Lancet Psychiatry shows that consuming pot on a daily basis, and especially using high-potency cannabis, increases the odds of having a psychotic episode later. This is more evidence that the link between cannabis and psychosis matters, says Krista Lisdahl, a clinical neuropsychologist at the University of Wisconsin who wasn't involved in the study. The study authors consider high-potency cannabis to be products with more than 10% THC, the compound responsible for the drug's psychoactive effects. The fact that consuming high-THC cannabis products has a greater risk is concerning, Lisdahl says, because these products are more common in the market now. The study also shows that 3 European cities, London, Paris, and Amsterdam, where high-potency weed is most commonly available, actually have higher rates of new cases of psychosis than the other cities in the study. The study found that those who used pot daily were 3 times more likely to have a psychotic episode compared with someone who never used the drug. Those who started using cannabis at 15 or younger had a slightly more elevated risk than those who started using in later years. Use of high-potency weed almost doubled the odds of having psychosis compared with someone who had never smoked weed, explains DeForti. And for those who used high-potency pot on a daily basis, the risk of psychosis was even greater, 4 times greater than those who had never used. However, the study doesn't prove causality, cautions Dr. Diana Martinez, a psychiatrist and addiction researcher at Columbia University. You can't say that cannabis causes psychosis, she says. She also says it's simply not supported by the data. And Lisdahl agrees. In order to show causality, one would have to follow people over time, before they started using weed till years later when they have their psychotic episodes, she says. You also need twins in the study. You need genetic information, among all other kinds of data, she says. In the meantime, the new findings should be of interest to anyone using cannabis, says study author DeForti. There are people across the world who use cannabis for a variety of reasons, she says. Some of them recreationally, some of them for medicinal purposes. They should be aware that using high-potency cannabis comes with a risk. They need to know what to look for and ask for help if they come across characteristics of a psychotic disorder.